Welcome everyone back at Taraka Double O Railways with me, Elizabeth, and I hope that I found you all well. Today we're going to look at a Bachmann, yet another Bachmann locomotive, yes, and the class is the G2A and it's a 7F locomotive. And while we're looking at the box and the ice packaging, we also see the side of the box here, which states it's a 21-pin DCC ready and a Bachmann stock number 31-481. And it is, of course, the class G2A as previously stated, and the running number is 49106. And this is the BR Black Early Emblem, and it's a weathered edition. Now that there are for sure some different versions of this locomotive, you also get the G2A Super D model, and obviously the differences are with the cab and the tender cab support, and those models you can look out. But this loco really stood out for me, and I'll tell you shortly why I decided on this specific one. Also, the logo came with a small little accessory packet and obviously the pamphlets with the maintenance as well as the cab removal and wheel set applications, descriptions, and obviously the vacuum pumps and front guard iron. I think that is also in the bag. And I think these stop guard irons helped the branches, if branches came, by some chance happening to fall on the rail, on the track, and then this would help stop the branches from derailing the loco, because it would push it off like that. It would be a additional guard to the loco for that purpose. And this is, of course, a factory weathered edition, and the rust and grime and the mock on it really gives it that very hard working locomotive look, and for that freight look. And so yeah, definitely Bachmann has really done a good job at the look of this, overall look of this loco. Starting at the rear of the locomotive, we can see on the tender in line with different finishes that you can get. There's also the different types of guardrails on the top of the tender, and the super detailed mold and pipework and ribbiting is also quite visible, and the lampons. And of course we've got some sprung buffers in the rear as well, and most of the accessories has already been fitted on this loco. And obviously you can see here the coal is also very natural looking coal. I would say it's quite acceptable. And then obviously a wealth of details on this tender, and also the weathering is being done all the way right through on the tender. And this is also a very unique tender, as we can see here, the brake wheels, and this is obviously first tender that I have that actually do have this extra fittings, and very well done by Bachmann. The tender, if I'm not going to turn the loco around, but the tender's got a self-centering mechanism and in front of the coupling, and the tender connection is the retaining strap, and that's hold it up. And it's also a full 8-coupled pickup from the lead loco, 2 and 2 back, and a wealth of prototypical characteristics on this locomotive. And again, the detail on the tender, the number is crisp, and the power class identification and overhead wiring stripes. Going back to the cab now, it is just screaming to be fitted with some proper drive crew, and it is quite an open and exposed cab, so it's brilliant for that purpose. And actually no, nothing beats a good original driver and Coleman set in the loco, which adds originality and realism. And going over to the top now of the locomotive, we will see for sure the boiler and the chimney, as well as the safety valves and the whistle, also a lovely extra on this locomotive that is definitely featured. And alongside the loco we also have the handrails depicted and the warning signal. And going back on the side of the tender, we have the cycling line emblem, which is the early emblem. And all in all, great finishes on this locomotive. And lastly, I think I must add that the boiler and firebox design is really, really great, and it's based on later days design, and which make this loco even more special for my collection. Now we go over to our favorite part of the episode, where we go into the history of the Class G2A. And this Class G2A, designed for heavy mineral traffic, the London and North Western Railway, LNWR, built G2A class locomotives, were the final development of 080 locomotives, which began in 1892 with a Webb two-cylinder simple design. Webb went on to produce further locomotives as two-cylinder types and three-cylinder compounds and four-cylinder compounds. Over the years, a succession of engineers, while Bowen, Cook, Beams and Hughes carried out modifications or rebuilding, making the LNWR 080s a very complex class. A total of 836 080s were built between 1892 and 1922, with 478 passing into British Railways ownership in 1948. G2 class was the final version built during the Beams period and chief mechanical engineer during the last 2 years of the LLNR before grouping, when it was absorbed into and formed a major part of the new London, Midland and Scottish Railway, LMS. The G2A variants were converted from G1 class locomotives and were fitted with bell pair fireboxes in LMS days, the program continuing under BR ownership. The class was found all over the former LNWR network, from London to Carlisle and from the Midlands to South Wales, pulling heavy freight trains. The final members of the class were withdrawn in 1964 after 70 years of service. Class G2A, designed by Charles Bowen Cook, the London and North Western Railway, LNWR, Class G2A was a class of 080 steam locomotives, as previously stated. They were upgraded from LNWR G1 principally by the fitting of a higher pressure boiler. Some of the G2As subsequently received lower pressure boilers on overall, taking them back into the Class B1. By nationalisation in 1948, British Railways (BR) received 320 G2As, thus making them the largest ex-LNWR class received by BR. They were numbered in the range 48893 to 49394, but the number series is not, because some numbers in the same range were given to the G1 class and the G1 class locomotives. So none were preserved, although a very similar LNWR class G2 number 49395 was. So it has been preserved as part of the National Collection, where it has been restored to its original running order. So there you have it, a really nice freight locomotive to add to the collection. And at Taraka Double O Railways, there are many different freights and different coal locomotives on standby and in working condition, and it's a very busy layout. So thank you once again everyone for watching, and thanks for joining me on this venture of the G2A today, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon again and hearing from you. So please give those thumbs ups, subscribe if you want, and if you like to see more content. And again, all my best as always. Regards, Elizabeth.